Okay, in the last video we showed collecting trace on 2 VPEs on one core. In this video we're going to extend that and collect trace on 2 cores on 1 VPE on each core. So what's different about this configuration is that the cores need to be teamed. And in order to team the cores, we need to modify our launch configuration. So I'll open up my launch configurations here. And I've created this one here called C0V0 teamed. And what's different here is in the navcon initialization commands, I've added some special tickle code here to create a team and to control the run state of the other devices on the team. So what we're going to do first here is halt all devices, C0V0, C0V1, C1V0, and C1V1. Then I'm going to issue this command. That'll destroy any existing teams so that we don't have team confusion. And then I'm going to create a new team. And again, I'm going to add my 2 devices, C0V0 and C1V0, to this new team. Then we're going to resume the 2 devices that we're interested in launching. Then up here in the launch group, I've created this launch 2 team C0V0, C1V0. This is going to launch both of the devices that we want to trace. The first one will be this one because it sets up the team. Then we'll launch the second one. Let's go ahead and launch this. Okay, we can see the launch is starting. We'll let them finish. Okay, we have both of our launches running now. And here we have our hardware control view is already up, and it's showing that our 2 launches here are waiting to be halted before we can configure them. So let's go up here and halt both of them. Halt the first one, halt the second one. Alright, now we have our nodes down here that allow us to configure setup. Now also notice what's different here is that now we have a trace setup for core 0 and a trace setup for core 1. In this case, the trace is independently controllable on each core. So let's look at trace setup for core 0. Let's set that up to do PCs and load address data. And then on core 1, we'll set it up to do PCs with a store address data. Now we can resume our 2 launches, and they're running and collecting trace. We can open up our trace results. We've got one here. We'll open up a second one next to it. Let's collect core 0 on this one, and we'll collect core 1 on this one. Now we'll come back up here and we'll halt core 0. And we see that trace shows up in the core 0. We'll come down here and halt core 1. And we see that trace shows up in core 1. And we can see here that we're capturing loads and PCs on core 0, and we're capturing stores and PCs on core 1. All the normal filters continue to work, except that in this case we're only capturing 1 TC, so this will not affect anything. But our general filters work. We can take out the PCs, take all the other things, and just show our stores. And same over here, we can control that too. We can hide these and get a little more real estate. And there you have it, capturing trace on 2 cores, 1 VPE per core.